Tron Ares. Wow. After like this is it's the end of 2025. So 2025, this is a sequel to Tron Legacy, which came out way back in 2010. So it's been 15 years since Tron, this franchise, was on the big screen. Um, so anyway, going into this movie, I've never seen any of the Tron movies. Like Tron Legacy was the first movie that I saw. And I do remember I did watch Tron Legacy in theaters with my father. He took me to the movie theaters, and I do remember the auditorium was packed. The room was packed. We saw it, I believe, opening weekend. I want to say opening weekend. Maybe a few days behind. No, I think it has to be opening weekend. I always watch movies on their opening weekends. But anyway, I do remember watching Tron Legacy in theaters with my father, and the room was packed, and we were all excited. I'm sure people that I was sitting with. I mean, I was just a 10-year old. I mean, the Tron Legacy came out in 2010. I was 10 years old at the time, and I'm pretty sure everyone around me had they had their own anticipations and their own excitement coming from like the very first original Tron movie with Jeff Bridges, the movie that started this whole franchise. But yeah, like Tron, but like I remember watching Tron Legacy in theaters and I was blown away with the visuals. But like that's it. I haven't seen I haven't seen Tron Legacy since 2010, like literally 2010, like in theaters, and it's been 15 years. So I remember the only thing I remember is the main character, whoever his name is, went into some kind of arcade or something, some kind of grid or some kind of arcade, and then that's it. I do remember Jeff Bridges played was in is in Tron Legacy, but yeah, I never went back and revisited the Tron movies. I've never seen the original Tron movies. I know, like that, and the first Tron movie came out like in the 80s, so it was before my time. It was before I was born, before my time, and I do, and then because Tron Ares, this new movie is coming out at the time, I rewatched Tron Legacy after like 15 years because my memory is completely blank, and then I looked at the cast. I was like, oh shit, it's Sam Worthington, I believe, is the actor who played the main character. Um, am I hallucinating? Is it Sam Worthington? Who's the actor? No, it's Garrett. Oh, okay. It's not Sam Worthington. It's Garrett. Okay, I'm looking at his name right now. Hedlund. Garrett Hedlund. Played. Okay, so he played Sam. He played Sam Flynn, in Tron Legacy, and I didn't remember. I didn't remember that it was Olivia Wilde was in this movie, and the music was composed by fucking Daft Punk. And yeah, like I rewatched Tron Legacy. I rewatched Tron Legacy on Disney Plus, and I watched for the very first time the original Tron movie with Jeff Bridges. That's like I said, that started this whole franchise. And I will say, Tron Legacy, yeah, it's definitely like more updated. Like after like what, like 20, I don't like the 80s, so 2010. So it's like what, like 20-ish years since the original. It's been a 20-year gap in between uh, Tron Legacy and the original Tron movie, and the original one. I will say Tron Legacy is better. I prefer Legacy over the original one. Um, but it's I thought I don't know, like these Tron movies. I'm sorry, but like Tron, the original Tron movie, like I was completely lost. I was trying so hard to understand this lore, this world that was being established and built, I just did not fully understand. Maybe one day in the future I'll have to go back and rewatch the original Tron and better understand that film. But like I was confused. I was thoroughly confused, and completely lost. I didn't know any characters, their names or something. It just went by so fast. But anyway, yeah, like Tron Legacy. Yeah, I prefer Tron Legacy. I mean, Tron Legacy is more my cup of tea. And now we have Tron Ares. Yeah, like, and now we have Tron Ares with Jared Leto. Evan Peters is in this. Jodie Turner Smith is in this. I didn't know Jodie was. I didn't know Jodie was in this movie. Um, and also Jeff Bridges reprising his role as Kevin Flynn from the first two films. The story centers on the rivalry between Encom and Dillinger Systems, now headed by Julian Dillinger, the grandson of Ed Dillinger, as both corporations compete to bring digital entities into the physical world. Julian dispatches a highly advanced program named Ares from the digital realm into reality, marking humanity's first contact with artificial intelligence originating from the grid. Now, development of a sequel for to Tron Legacy began way back in October 2010 by franchise creator Steven Lisberger in March 2017, while Disney Pictures shifted plans toward a soft reboot with Leto playing a new character. Garth Davis was set to direct. It was set as director back in August 2020 when Wugodo was working on the script but stepped down in January 2023. And then Young Kim, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I think he's like Norwegian. It sounds like his last name sounds Norwegian. Like it sounds Norwegian. But he was, announced to replace him a month later. Production was expected to begin Production was expected to begin filming back in August 2023, but was delayed because of the 2023 writers strike with SAG and the Writers Guilds of America strikes. And it was delayed because of that, and but because everything was resolved, filming ultimately began in January 2024. And I do know that Nine Inch Nails, the rock band, had been announced to be composing the score, and the band members served as executive producers on the film, which is pretty cool. But alongside Tron Legacy's director, Joseph Kosinski, because I do know, I have heard his name, and he did direct Legacy, and he is attached to this as well. But this movie stars Jared Leto, and I found it really surprising that it's also produced by Jared Leto. So he's a producer as well. So I guess he was interested in this world and in this franchise and wanted to be a part of it. So yeah, there's that. So I did not see this movie in theaters because it's got a lot of bad reviews. But I think let me type this in. Uh, Oh God, it's got a 54% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes and an 85% audience score. Yeah. Yikes. But anyway, I didn't see this movie in theaters. Like I rate it like at the end of the month. I waited until the end of the month to actually go out and see this movie in theaters. When October was almost finished, I did went out and see this movie just in time. Because like I didn't see this movie like opening weekend. Like I always see movies on opening weekends, but like I've been hearing a lot of bad reviews of this movie. And also plus this movie it was a box office bomb. It was a huge disappointment, grossing over just $142 million worldwide on a production budget of 180 between 180 and 220 million dollars. So because of all those factors, I was like thinking to myself, yeah, I'm not gonna see this movie in theaters. I'll just wait it off until it's like until like at the end of the month, like later on, which is exactly what I did. But it's not a complete. Now this movie isn't a complete like like it's not a dumpster fire. It's not one of the worst movies of the year. I mean, it's a. I will say this. Yes, 100%. This movie is a massive disappointment. In my opinion, I like Legacy. I know people really love and really enjoyed the original Tron movie, which I can definitely see that. But for me, I don't know. Maybe it's because Legacy. It's because I was Legacy is the first Tron movie that I've seen, and then I watched the original one. But for me, I'm more of a Legacy guy. There's something special. I mean, that Legacy, Tron Legacy, introduced me to this franchise. And introduced me to this franchise and this, visually. Well, at the time, 2010, 2010. At the time, it was a visually like I was just encaptured. I was just enamored with this world, like this virtual world. It was so amazing, and I loved, the LED like lights and the neon LED lights, like the blue and the yellow, the orange, and all that colors, all those colors. Like I just loved it. It was great. The only thing I did not like, I do remember, I really don't like. I know there are few people out there who are defending it, and I can't believe there are people defending it. But I'm sorry, but the CGI, like Jeff Bridges' face, like that's just. I don't care. I don't care if it's like, oh, you can make like excuses or defenses to that, but that I don't. No, no, don't make any excuses. That CGI Jeff Bridges face was just haunting. It's just haunting to look at, and they could have done better. I mean, I know it's not like Avatar, or like something like I don't know, but like I mean, the MC or like I mean, well, the MCU was just born 2010, but like I know it's not the best, but they could have done. They could have find. They could have. I'm sure they would have been smart and find a way to work around that problem. But yeah, like I said, Tron Ares is not a huge disappointment. Oh, excuse me. It is a huge disappointment, but it's not a complete train wreck. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Yeah, this movie is a disappointment. Listen, I will say this. Li- This movie is it's amazing. It's visually vivid and amazing, especially if you watch it in IMAX. It's just beautiful and stunning to look at with today's modern technology, you know. And also the soundtrack is the music, composed by Nine Inch Nails was is just hypnotic. It really puts you in that trance of the Tron franchise. It really does fit the tone. I mean, Nine Inch Nails did a great job with the musical score. And I love how visually stunning the lights and the colors in this world looks like. It's gorgeous to behold. But as a story, as a narrative, there are so many problems. It's very problematic in a narrative perspective. To it's so bad. Like the narrative, the story is so underdeveloped and not fully realized. You know what I mean? I thought Jared Leto's, you know, I mean, I haven't seen Jared Leto. I feel like we haven't seen Jared Leto since that horrible, um, like embarrassing Morbius movie. But I will say he's all right. I will say it is refreshing to see Jared Leto in this movie, like his acting, his performance after that god awful Morbius movie, it is refreshing to see him. Um, I like how his performance has a very restrained approach, and has this emotional hook and okay, some occasional, like some average standard occasional touch of humor. Um, I do love the film's design of honoring the franchise's roots, you know, while taking, some very big, significant steps, um, and making some changes, into the future. Um, but like, I still think Tron Legacy is better. But let me look up I actually want to know the 51%. Okay, so 51. Okay, it seems like the vast audience or the vast critics, it seems like both critics and audience members, both critics and audience member like this movie. It seems like critics slightly think that this movie is better than Legacy. Audience, like, significantly, like, not a whole lot, but significant amount of a good amount of, like, a handful of amount of audience members really enjoy this movie than Legacy. I don't know, I feel like Legacy, there's something about me, like I said, maybe it's because that's the first Tron movie that I was introduced to. Maybe it's for nostalgic sake or something else. Um, it is, I thought like it was I thought the pacing was good. It was swiftly paced, and very thoughtfully written, and you know, and it was fine. Like the direction, the direction and the pacing and all that was fine. But like, I don't know. Like, it's it feels like this movie is like that, it's like that fun, forgettable movie, it can come off as that. um but I feel like there's no suspense, and the dialogue was not that witty. But I think that's all I have to say for that. um I think that's pretty much it. Like, it's, I thought, like I said, overall, ladies and gentlemen, I thought Tron Ares could have been way lot better. Could have been a whole lot better. It's a massive disappointment. It's a massive, in my opinion, it's a massive disappointment. And yeah, it was a box office bomb. I mean, I mean, there are a lot of factors as to why this movie is a box office bomb. One of them, the biggest one, is Jared Leto coming off of fucking Morbius. Like, yeah, I think people did not see the movie because of just him, and the negative, like, word of mouth surrounding that movie and his name being attached to it. But yeah, that's one of the reasons. It's a disappointment. The only thing I loved was the soundtrack, the musical score by Nine Inch Nails. They did a great job. I thought, like, visually it looked stunning. This movie looked stunning. I thought the acting, the performances were standard. They were standard. It's not like Oscar worthy, or like, or nothing, or something like extreme like that. I thought it was very standard. It was standard. It was fine. Um, but like, everything else was just underdeveloped. Like the narrative was, there was like so many problems with the narrative. I had so many problems with the narratives that because of all that, it wasn't like a few. It was like five. It was like more than, it was a whole bunch of problems that I had with the story aspect of it. But everything else is just standard. Nothing too crazy or amazing that you've already haven't seen in the past movies. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have to say for Tron Ares. Um, Thank you so much, everyone, for taking time to listen to my review, my thoughts. Maybe one day in the future, because I haven't. Tron, the franchise, it's on my list of movies that I do want to review and give you guys my in-depth thoughts of those movies. Maybe in one day in the future if I have the time in my schedule. But anyway, thank you so much, everyone. Please like and subscribe. Definitely subscribe because that would help me and my YouTube channel out a lot. I appreciate your support. I'm thankful for all of you, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.